Hey, what's going on, everybody? Echo Side Fiend here, back once again, jumping up on here today with a really cool unboxing, something I am really excited for, and this will be, finally, my copy of ICP's Unaccepted Wrestling Coffee Table book. So, apparently, from what I understand, it will be basically a photo book covering their whole time in wrestling. I have seen some posts referring to it as a JCW book, but I remember a while back when they put out a post on Facebook or whatever social media in general on behalf of Sean Oliver, the guy who put it together, asking if you had any photos of them wrestling. And from what they made it sound like was they wanted it from anywhere, whether it was WWE, TNA, WCW, anything. If it was just photos you took that they could use. Now, I did see them wrestle a handful of times. I saw them wrestle in TNA when TNA did their very first show in Novi. Like, not their very first show ever, but their show out of Georgia, I believe. And it was in Novi, and ICP helped put it together, and they promoted it. I think they booked it and then promoted it. So I saw him there. I saw him at a WCW show at some point. I never saw him live in WWE, but and then I've talked about before. I went to this. It was a night of appreciation for Sabu. It was a fundraiser for like he had some type of medical something or other that he had to have done, and this was to raise money for it. And ICP wrestled on the show, and I've talked about it before. If you ever are able to see any of this, I think it's on YouTube, but especially during AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, me and my buddies are all over it because we were sitting third row. And that's also where I caught that boot that Violent J was wearing and took off and threw to the crowd. And I took a shit ton of pictures during their match, and they're on some other computer at my folks' house. We still have it. But because this was just a point and shoot digital camera. Like I said, this was in 2004, so long before the high megapixel camera phones. But I loaded them all onto that computer, and I clipped up some and cleaned them up and stuff like that. But I had a lot, and several of them probably would have been good to send to him. But I have no idea where that computer is or how to even access it anymore or anything like that. So I mean, it's at my folks' house somewhere, but. My dad long upgraded his computer, and what it was on was one of his. So, unfortunately, I didn't have any pictures to send in, but I have been waiting for this forever. As I've made it clear, I'm sure anyone who watches my channel knows how big of a pro wrestling fan I am. I'm a nearly lifelong fan, so I was really excited about this. And of course, they announced it quite a while ago. Of course, the book takes a while to put together. And then they're like, it'll be available at the gathering. So I gave my friend Ivory some money to get me a few things. She got me the knot and a shirt. And I was like, and if they have that book, get that for me. So she looked around, didn't see it. And then I saw a confirmation that it was not there. And then I believe it was at the seminar. Jay was like, yeah, it'll be ready and available by the time you guys all get back from the gathering. Of course, that didn't happen. I know you got to take a lot of what ICP says with a grain of salt. So... but yeah, I kept checking online. I kept searching around, couldn't find it. I finally found Sean Oliver's website, and he had on there that it's done and it'll be available. So I emailed him just asking if he had a target date, and he wrote me back like 5 minutes later, and he's like, "Yep, that'll be available in October," which of course it did obviously come out. But a few weeks before, I'm going to say it's probably like 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, probably right around there. Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret, if anybody is familiar with him, he's a YouTuber. He's fantastic if you're a wrestling fan. And he is working with JCW right now. He's portraying some type of a character, like an artist character on JCW. And on one of his videos, just right in the middle of his video, all of a sudden he had an ad for it. And it was like available now at shop.insaneclownposse.com. So I'm like, no shit. So I go... And it's not on there. I'm looking all around. And then he had another video that had the ad in it. Still nothing. And then all of a sudden it was on Psychopathic Vault. So, whatever. It sucks that it was so confusing. But it's here now. And I am really, really fucking excited for this. So, we are going to go ahead and cut this open. So, yeah, I have been waiting for this. And the nice thing, too, with it being on the Vault ships... really fucking quick. every time I order anything from there, it comes really fucking quick. Like, now this just came today, and I think I ordered it Wednesday, so might have been Tuesday. No, I'm pretty sure. I think it was Wednesday. I think I ordered it Wednesday. But anyway, so let's take a look here, and it is inside another box. I'm glad they did pack this up good, because it is a hardcover, and obviously that could get dinged around. Just, I guess a soft cover could as well, but let's see if we can get this open. Here we go. All right, man, this thing is already looking pretty cool here, so it's kind of tucked in there. All right, now there's, when they packed it up, they did kind of bend one of those back pages here, but nothing too bad. So, all right, so there it is. So what do we got? Insane Clown Posse, Unaccepted, Volume 1, meaning that there's probably going to be another one. The Wrestling by Sean Oliver. Hell yeah. There's the back. So, we'll flip through it here. I don't know how much I'll be able to show. It'll be kind of hard, but yeah, when they put it in the box there, this page got a little damaged, but it's just, oh yeah, this page did too. That kind of sucks, but oh well. Not gonna fret about it, but yeah, this is really cool. Some stuff about backyard wrestling, the video games, which were not good. I was not a fan of those, but well, let me kind of hold it up here, and I'm just gonna kind of flip through some of the pages here. So I'm not gonna sit here and go page by page. We'll just kind of flip it open so you can kind of see. And yeah, this is gonna be hard to show. I'm just grabbing random pages so you can kind of see what's in here. Looks like there's a lot to read about. Here's something about Stranglemania. Those are fun as hell. Yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of grabbing handfuls of pages and turning them so you can just get a basic idea. I know there's a lot of light reflecting on it too, because this is really fucking good quality paper. This is straight up photo paper. I'll have to look through here and see if there is anything from when they did that Sabu benefit show. Because there was a lot of Juggalos there. So, actually, when I caught that boot, when I was leaving, I was carrying it, and some guy offered me, I forget, he offered me like $200 or $250 for it. He's like, I'll go to an ATM right now and buy that from me. I was like, nope. I never get stuff like that, so I was happy as hell to get that. But yeah, this is really cool. Like I said, I'm just kind of grabbing handfuls of pages. There's a lot in here. So, this is really fucking cool. This is going to be a really good read. I'm actually in the middle of, not in the middle, just a little ways into, I should say, probably about a quarter of the way through, the new book by Brian Solomon about Gorilla Monsoon. So, as soon as I finish that, I'm going to read through this. So, but yeah, this is awesome. I am kind of a little perturbed about that last page there, but yeah, I'll kind of flatten it out a little bit. But yeah, you can see when they put it in the box, part of the flap caught right there. But oh well, it'll flatten out. I'll kind of spread it out and kind of see if I can get it to flatten down. But yeah, this is fucking awesome. I can already tell just by scanning through it. This is going to be a lot of fun to look through, a lot of fun to read. Like I said, I'm going to scan through and see if there are any photos from that Sabu benefit show. So, and it does look like it covers a lot more than just JCW. Like I said, I've just seen a lot of posts where they're just like, pick up their new JCW book, you know, and I'm like, I thought it was about everything, and it definitely is. As I was scanning through, I saw some stuff about XPW, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of JCW, of course, because that's a huge part of their career, but yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to look through. I'm really excited about it. So, I mean, I'll probably read it, like, just cover to cover. Because it's not so much like a storybook as it is, like, you know, like a coffee table book. You know, you look through and, just like they call it, you know, you look through and each section pertains to different things and stuff. So, this will go really good with, I've got the, so far, I think there's only the two, the WWE encyclopedias. I've got both of those, and I've always got those just kind of on my bookshelf. Those will go good right with those. So, but yeah, definitely, if you're a wrestling fan, just scanning through this, if you're a wrestling fan and an ICP fan, Juggalo, whatever you want to say, I think this will definitely be good for your collection. So definitely, not even read any of it yet, just looking through it, I can pretty much say I definitely recommend this. So really really excited to finally have this and have a copy of it, have it in my hands. And like I said, I've been waiting for it for a while. As soon as they announced it, I was like, that's going to be fucking awesome. So really excited and glad to finally have it. So, but yeah, I think that'll just about do it. So yeah, this is available now. It is on the Vault. The commercials that Brian Zane was airing, which I'm sure they made and gave to him, were saying their shop.insaneclownposse.com. Maybe it'll pop up there, but right now it is on the Vault, and that's where I got it. I think it was $65. The shipping was kind of steep. It was pretty damn close to like about $85. I think it was closing in on 90, maybe not quite that, maybe like 83, something like that, to have it for the full price with the shipping and tax. But for me, being a big wrestling fan and of course being a Juggalo, it is definitely worth it, and I would, like I said, recommend it to also every other Juggalo wrestling fan out there. So, well, I think that'll do it. So, as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. This is Echoside Fiend, and I will catch you in the next one. Too sweet.